Thanks for staying with us. We're still having the conversation regarding the impunity, lack of consequences, lack of value of human life, and YK left us before we went to the break with a question on how do we bring back the values? How do we prevent this from happening? How do we get back to the people that rescue people? How do we get back to someone that when you see something wrong happening, you call it out? I'm like, no. Like everybody
find a way to
put their mouths together because we can all see that this is a danger to everyone involved. How do we get back there?
Let me talk of a personal experience. I have a well-established business. I spent a lot of money establishing it. There was a demolition that affected it in December. And right before me, I saw cutlasses everywhere flying.
Jesus.
They went for my CCTV, they went for my inverters, they went for my solar panels, they went for my everything. Slashing, not because the demolition affected it, they demolished in such a way I can still rescue things. Before the boss will come to carry things, they thief them.
Oh no. I
had to call for help. And I saw that happen. And the people had someone amongst them who was able to reason that these people, we provided power for them, we connected power for them, we provided water for them to allow our business thrive. Nigerians. And the moment they had the first opportunity they vandalized and entered and took it. It was not anybody, government, anything. It took sanity, people.
I want to just help you because I saw a post here. I say it's Gen Zs, right? No,
this one not be Gen Z.
No, I want to explain something.
Don't blame Gen Zs.
When I was born and I was growing up, there were still values. So I grew up with those values. Then the next generation was born. The value started to drop.
When we were born, it started reducing.
It has started to reduce. By the time you born your own,
no value again.
We don't get value. So those ones don't even know anything. They are only living by what they have seen. And what they have seen is a valueless nation.
Oh, Jesus.
So it's how we now start to talk to ourselves, to start to instill values into ourselves. Because if we don't, by the time this last set born their own,
they'll be less.
They work on top head.
No value again. It will be less.
Let me take Yakub. Yakub has called in from Dokwemo. I'll take Yakub's call. Welcome to the show. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Carol.
Yeah, I totally agree with every one of you there in the studio. You have made a great response to this question and then this topic rather. Truly, I agree that we have totally lost our values. The greediness is also there. The thief is there. The corruption is there. Everything gathered together inside a drum. And then you see, the leadership in this country are not making something easy for us. And then because, look at our law. Because one of you rightly mentioned earlier, look at our law. Somebody took a lot of money, like 1 billion, 3 billion. Money is just nothing to our leaders. And then they are not allowing them to return little. And then Sister Nymat is there. There is a play again in our law. Who put it there? Because they know truly they are going to do this. See, the poverty level makes us not to follow our life. Let me say this again. You see, I heard you say earlier, when you have reviewed the paper, a government in this country wants to release a bandit. Imagine that kind of a nonsense. A bandit that carry weapons take another person's life. And then you want them to release them to society again, and then they will go back to take another person's life, and then you release them again. See, our law, there's nobody to enforce it. Even when they mentioned that the government is supposed to be there for, who's the government that also supposed to be there for? Because the locality around that under bridge, even if somebody made a call that something like this is happening here, the government, those people that are supposed to come and enforce the law, they say what you concern, why we just go there? Because our law is left to us. This is bad. This is so bad. Thank God, good Lord, everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah, someone was saying, I think Nymat said it earlier, someone said it on YouTube. They are not even supposed to be tankers on that bridge.
Yeah. Nymat mentioned it. Yeah.
They are not even supposed to be tankers on the bridge. What are tankers doing without getting? What are you doing on that bridge without getting? Nobody to enforce it. That is why you will go with that light at the back of your car. Nobody will. There was a time they said no trailer or tanker is allowed on the road before 10 o'clock. Do they do it? No, you see them on the road at all times of the day. Yeah. Nobody to enforce it. Nobody will carry them. So they will continue. Yeah. They will continue with this bad behavior.
Yeah. There's also another root cause that I want us to explore, which links to what Nymat rightly said when she had an issue with demolition in her business and all of that. We have grown into a culture of hating people we suspect are our betters, on the assumption that for them to be doing slightly better than I am doing, they must have eaten off government. We saw that play out during NSAS, where you people are fighting something else. They are getting into people's houses. They are raping people. They are getting into shops. They are looting. Bus drivers were being attacked because they owned yellow buses. How dare you? You must have gotten money. That's why they were damaging bus. So you know a bus driver, how they hustle to get that bus and do the business. They were even attacked. People that were in cars, vehicles, I was attacked as well. In vehicles going home, they were attacked. Once your car looks a certain way, you must have eaten off of government. So it's a culture that has gotten, I don't know where we got it from, but it has entered jealousy, so deep inside that we now hate anybody that seems to be slightly better, anybody we perceive is slightly better. And that it will be shocking to you to know that that place that they are scooping that field now, it's not only poor people that are there, even people that are doing okay. Because after all, if somebody's lost, people that have businesses are there. Somebody's lost, it is my gain. How do we get ourselves out of that state of mind, that state of psychology where we think that but in fact, it's like what you call crab mentality. Yes, because you are slightly better, you have to go down. Any opportunity I have to pull you down.
Let me take Matthias' call. Matthias, welcome to the show. Good morning. Hello, good morning. Welcome to the show. Are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Awesome. Go ahead with your contributions, please.
All right. So my point today is the system and we ourselves are all corrupt. Now, how do I come in here? This is the matter of values, morals. And what I'm trying to say is this. This is not something that started today. This has been long in existence.
Yeah.
So we as humans, we have to correct our own ills before we start correcting the ills of the government. That is to say, societal ills, personal and value. Our own self should have corrected that incident before we start condemning the government itself. Because where I'm coming from, I just see that most people don't even value themselves. They don't value their life because of how the society has brought them. So if you value yourself, you value your life, to find a way around that situation before even the government comes in. Yes, we have our government to blame. There are delays and lack of structure. But before you start blaming the government, you have to look at yourself first and know how you can correct that ill. Because if you look at the video, you see that even a madman just comes there and just puts on a fire or throw a cigarette. That place is boom. Everybody goes off. So we have to correct that first personally before we start blaming the systems and before we start blaming the government.
Thank you so much, Matthias. Let's come back to talking about how to improve values.
I wanted to talk about enforcement. So off the Liverpool Bridge into Tinkan, you see every morning, I don't know what legitimized it, from that police station, you see people doing one way all the way to Tinkan.
Doing what?
One way. Every morning in the dark, somebody will just flash, and that bridge is so tiny. So the bridge, has to divide into 3 sections. That part we used to get down, turn into Liverpool all the way to the island, it's a tiny bridge. Somebody will now divide it into 2, put his full lights on you, you're helpless. Tankers will climb the bridge. They're not supposed to use bridges around that area, except for, specific bridges. They will climb it. And they don't even have a driving limit for cars. How many kilometers per hour should tanker drivers, loaded, unloaded, be driving? Who is on the road to enforce it? That's the part of government. But you see this story, I will not take it from the part of government at all. I will take it from the part of human selfishness. Because I saw that tanker yesterday, a bit perforated, raining inflammables on people. And people went there, considered it food. A woman, where we are going to look for what we are going to eat. May we not find what will eat us. This is what will eat us.
I think that I'm also really, really happy that it did not get fatal.
Inflamed.
I think it was diesel, it wasn't petrol. That's why, because if it had been petrol, it would have exploded.
Would have had something.
So,
but that's not an excuse. I'm just saying.
I thought diesel is black. I didn't know diesel was
black.
Let's go on a break. His name is the local market that make it look like it's black. We'll take a break and return. We'll continue with the show. I don't use diesel. At the end, I don't use diesel. We'll go on a break and we return. We continue with the show. We conclude on this topic. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. As we conclude on this topic, we're trying to think of all the possible solutions to prevent this from happening in future. Prevent us from having tankers tipping over, preventing spilling of fuel, and preventing Nigerians scooping the fuel like it is free for all. Final words from you, ladies.
Yeah, I would say a better transport infrastructure and tanker regulations to, like YK rightly said, to avoid. Prevention, they say, is better than cure. We also need to have community leaders and influencers talk about this often. The community members need to be educated, and this is us now holding everybody accountable. So even before the security officials and government officials get in there to cordon off the area, the people who are in that area can cordon it off, holding it for, you know, the security officials, because first of all, it's even the people in the area that will start scooping first as others are joining. So we need to hold ourselves more accountable, understanding the danger. Even if it doesn't affect you directly, there are ripple effects. Somebody who that fire has caught can even lose, forget about their family, become orphans, you know, live with the bonds. That's if you don't even die in the first place. So we need to do better. We need to do better.
Okay, so the jingles are out there every day telling us to stay away from, you know, leaking fuel and all of that and stop scooping it. Obey this jingle. Preserve your own life. That's all I was saying.
Value your life. Okay.
I think what we need to do, I agree with everything Obiajulu said. Just to add to it, I think, how are we going to get our values back? We need to find a way that we can now hold ourselves accountable. Government has to be held accountable. Things are consequences. There have to be consequences for bad behavior. And we have to see it, because that's one way of us. Because once I know that if I do this, this will happen, I will check myself. But since we don't see consequences,
people just get away with
people
it.
Just so I think
the rules must be complied with, and I think that that's the biggest lesson we've learned from this. This is avoidable if everybody followed the rule. The tanker will not be on the bridge if they followed the rule. If the tanker had the safety kit, there will be no spillage. If we follow the rule, prevention is better than cure.
those small bridges, those small bridges by stadium, you will see trailer on top those bridges.
Which they said is illegal. No, but that's the thing. Implementation of the rules will save us a whole lot. However, we're moving on to another topic entirely.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.